You have a tailbone, right now, sitting there, a small bone at the bottom of your spine, called the coccyx. It's the leftover remnant of a tail your ancestors had millions of years ago. And here's what's genuinely mind-blowing about that. Your ancestors didn't just have small, decorative tails. They had real, functional tails. Long, powerful tails. Tails they used every single day for balance, communication, and survival. And then one day, they stopped. The tail disappeared. And scientists just figured out exactly why. The answer will completely change how you think about your own body and what humans are still evolving into right now. Every single primate on Earth has a tail. Monkeys, lemurs, bush babies, spider monkeys, howler monkeys. Every one of them, except one. Us, humans. Chimpanzees, gorillas, bonobos, gibbons. The great apes lost their tails. And for over 150 years since Darwin first proposed evolution, scientists argued about exactly why this happened. What caused the tail to disappear? When did it happen? And most importantly, what does its disappearance tell us about what humans are still becoming? In 2021, scientists finally found a genetic answer to why humans lost their tails. And what they discovered was more surprising than anyone expected. Today we're going to explore the full story of the human tail. Where it went, why it disappeared, what we lost when it did, and what it means for our future. First, let's understand what ancient human ancestors actually had. Because most people imagine a small, thin, decorative tail, like a cat or a dog. The reality was very different. Ancient primate tails were sophisticated biological tools. They served multiple critical functions that made survival significantly easier. Function 1. Balance. Ancient primates lived in trees. Not occasionally, constantly. They ate in trees, slept in trees, mated in trees, raised their young in trees, and moving through trees at speed requires extraordinary balance. The tail acted as a counterweight. When an ancient primate swung from one branch to another, the tail moved in the opposite direction to maintain balance, like a tightrope walker's pole. Without a tail, moving through trees at speed was significantly more dangerous and difficult. Function 2. Communication. Ancient primates used their tails as communication tools. Tail up equals confident and dominant. Tail down equals submissive and fearful. Tail wrapped around another equals affection. Tail puffed up equals threatened and aggressive. The tail was essentially a constant emotional display device, broadcasting the animal's emotional state to everyone around them. Without a tail, ancient primates lost an entire channel of nonverbal communication. Function 3. Gripping and grasping. Many ancient primates had prehensile tails, tails that could grip and hold, like a fifth limb. They could hang from branches using only their tail, freeing both hands and both feet for other activities, carrying food, using tools, holding offspring. The prehensile tail was one of the most useful biological tools any primate ever developed, and yet it disappeared, which raises the obvious question. Why would an animal lose something so clearly useful? For 150 years, this question had no satisfying answer. Scientists knew that the tail disappeared approximately 25 million years ago. They could trace it in the fossil record. They could see exactly when ape ancestors stopped having tails. But they couldn't explain why with genetic precision until 2021. A researcher named Bo Shah at New York University was studying human genetics when he noticed something remarkable, a specific genetic mutation called ALU-Y. This mutation inserted itself into a gene called TBXT. TBXT is the gene that controls tail development in all mammals. When ALU-Y inserted itself into TBXT, the gene started producing abnormal proteins, and those abnormal proteins disrupted tail development in the embryo. The tail simply stopped forming. This mutation happened approximately 25 million years ago in a single ancestral ape, and it spread through the entire ape population. Because here's the critical part. The mutation must have given that animal a survival advantage, otherwise it wouldn't have spread. So what advantage did losing a tail give ancient apes? The answer is fascinating: walking upright. Ancient apes were beginning to spend more time on the ground, moving from tree to tree, covering greater distances, searching for food in new territories. And a tail actually makes upright walking harder, not easier. Here's why. When you walk upright, your center of gravity needs to be directly above your feet. A tail extends behind you, constantly shifting your center of gravity backward, making upright walking inefficient and energy-consuming. Losing the tail made upright walking significantly more efficient. The ancient ape that lost its tail could cover more ground with less energy, find more food, survive better, reproduce more, and pass the tailless mutation to its offspring. Within a few million years, the entire ape lineage was tailless, and the path to humans had begun. But here's something remarkable that most people don't know. Humans didn't completely lose the tail, we just internalized it. The coccyx, that small bone at the bottom of your spine, that is your tail, compressed, fused, internalized, but still there, still attached to muscles, still serving functions. The coccyx attaches to over 9 different muscles and ligaments in your body. It supports your weight when you sit down. It anchors the muscles of your pelvic floor. Without your coccyx, many basic physical functions would be significantly harder. And occasionally, something even more remarkable happens. Babies are sometimes born with visible external tails. This is called a vestigial tail. It happens when the genetic process of tail suppression doesn't fully activate, and the ancient tail genetics briefly express themselves. These tails contain real tissue, sometimes real vertebrae. They are removed surgically shortly after birth. But their existence proves something extraordinary. The genetic code for building a full tail still exists in human DNA. It hasn't been deleted. It's been suppressed, turned off but not removed, waiting somewhere in your genome. The tail is not gone, it's just sleeping. But losing the external tail came with real costs. Costs that affect modern humans every single day. Cost 1. Back pain. The transition from a 4-legged tail-balancing animal to a 2-legged tailless one was not perfect. The human spine was not originally designed for permanent upright posture. It was adapted for it, quickly by evolutionary standards. And that adaptation left flaws. The human lower back is structurally vulnerable in ways that other mammals are not. 80% of Americans will experience significant back pain at some point in their lives. This is directly related to our evolutionary transition from tailed quadrupeds to tailless bipeds. Our spines are doing something they were not originally built for, and they show the strain of it. Cost 2. Difficult childbirth. The same upright posture that the lost tail enabled changed the shape of the human pelvis dramatically. A narrower pelvis is better for walking upright, but a narrower pelvis makes childbirth significantly more dangerous and painful. Human childbirth is the most dangerous of any primate species, because of the same evolutionary transition that eliminated the tail. Cost 3. Lost communication. We lost an entire channel of nonverbal communication when the tail disappeared. Think about how much information a dog communicates with its tail. Fear, joy, aggression, submission, excitement, instantly readable by anyone. Humans replace tail communication with facial expressions and verbal language, both of which are more complex and nuanced, but also more easily faked. A tail cannot lie. It expresses genuine emotion automatically. Human faces can be controlled. Human words can deceive. We gained sophisticated communication when we lost the tail, but we also gained the ability to hide what we truly feel, something no tailed animal can fully do. So here's what gets me about all of this. Your tailbone. That small, uncomfortable bone you feel when you sit on a hard surface too long is not a useless leftover. It's a record. A biological record of everything your ancestors went through, every tree they climbed, every branch they balanced on, every tail wag that communicated something they couldn't say in words. 25 million years of history compressed into a small bone at the bottom of your spine. And here's the really mind-blowing part. Evolution hasn't stopped. It never stops. Right now, in 2025, humans are still evolving. The wisdom teeth that don't fit in modern human mouths, the muscles that some people have and others don't, the varying number of vertebrae in different humans. These are all signs of ongoing evolution, and some researchers believe the coccyx itself is still shrinking, getting smaller with each generation. Eventually, it may disappear completely, removing the last physical trace of the tail your ancestors carried for hundreds of millions of years. You are not the finished product of human evolution. You are a snapshot, a moment in an ongoing process that has no destination and no ending. The question isn't where humans came from. The question is where we're going, and nobody knows the answer to that yet. If this changed how you think about human evolution and your own body, next week we're asking a question nobody thinks to ask. How did ancient humans kill boredom? No phones, no Netflix, no internet, no books. What did they actually do when they were bored? The answer is surprisingly fascinating. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And comment below. Did you know you still have a tailbone right now? And would you want a tail if you could have one? I'll see you next week.